your American dream?
My American dream is living in a place where we come from is valued and our contributions to this society are celebrated, and we don't feel like we need to assimilate or forget about those cultural traditions.
I think I'm living the American dream. Just education and bettering ourselves so that they can be better than us.
I think that societies are stronger when we celebrate everyone's diversity and where everyone has the freedom to feel comfortable with who they are.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome, everybody. It is Friday, January 8th, 2021. Only 13 days until Joe Biden. Only 13 more days. Did anybody ever think they were going to be begging for Joe Biden like this?
Absolutely not.
Did you think 13 days to Joe Biden? It's like there's a countdown, right?
13 days couldn't come soon enough.
It can't come soon enough. And 24 hours after what is in essence basically a coup attempt of the United States of America by Donald Trump that was put down eventually because there are just too many democratic institutions in the United States for even 10, 20, 30,000 people to try to overturn a democratically elected election in the United States of America with 260 years of democracy and institutions behind it. You need a lot more than 30,000 people to overrun and change what is in essence a fair election in the United States of America. This Absolutely. Is no banana republic. This is the U.S. of A. And you need a lot more than 30,000 people to do what Donald Trump tried to do, which was basically stay in power despite losing a federal election for president of the United States. Yo-yo.
Yes.
Can you imagine, okay, when I don't want to make a joke of this, but I have to laugh a little bit because it is weekend, when we used to joke and say we were going to storm apartment A.
Yes.
Okay, this is what it would have looked like had the squad come to,
9J.
That was 9J.
Yeah, that was 9J. That
was
the old spot.
Yeah, and when they said they were going to storm area, what was it, Area 51, and we would joke about it.
This is what it would have looked like.
But honestly, what happened 2 days ago is extraordinarily scary.
Yeah.
But 30,000 people can't overturn a fair election in the United States of America. Our institutions were like a deep tree that has stood for more than 260 years, and it'll take a lot more than Donald Trump and 30,000 people to basically overrun the United States of America. So that was an ill-fated plan, quite stupid. Whatever legacy Donald Trump has in the eyes of some people is now, in essence, unless you are an anarchist, a white supremacist, or Nazi, or something close to that, whatever legacy Donald Trump has is now lost. And what a stupid, ill-fated, and you think about it, and you say, you know what? People say, oh, he's such a smart man. That was the dumbest effing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You really thought he was going to get away with that? Did he really think he was going to get away with that crap? Which really goes to show you, when we called him a pumpkin, he's got the effing brain of a pumpkin.
Yeah.
I'm so angry about it now.
Nothing but seeds in there.
Seeds. That dead seeds.
What do you think these people are going to do during the inauguration? I saw a post one of my friends sent me saying that people are trying to rile up and say, hey, if this didn't work, we're coming to the inauguration with weapons.
Well, I think they're going to be prepared, and the Democrats are going to be in charge. And I think we're going to have a new U.S. attorney. But actually, the U.S. attorney, we're going to talk about this, is going to be Merrick Garland, who is the Supreme Court nominee that Mitch McConnell would not bring up for a vote. Remember, right when Antonin Scalia died, right before Trump became president, Barack Obama nominated him, and they refused to have a vote.
Yeah.
And then it was 8-8 in the Supreme Court for about a year, and then Trump nominated 3 people. With the passing of Ginsburg, Antonin Scalia, and the retirement of Judge Kennedy. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. What I told Jill, I was talking to Jill earlier, and I've been angry all day today.
Really?
Angry. I'm like an angry.
Oh no.
Yeah, just been, like you ever wake up one of those days? I mean, and not that I'm angry in terms of I have like really anything to point to that I'm angry.
It's just a mood.
I do have things to point to that I'm angry. What happened in Washington,
right?
What's going on with COVID and the vaccines, which we'll talk about on Monday because there's too much to talk about right now.
Yes.
Just general mood of anger this week.
Oh.
I can't put my finger on it, but I'm just angry.
Sometimes we're moody like that. I get moody, so I get it.
So I told Jill, I said, because she asked me about the inauguration. I said, you know what? There should be absolutely no inauguration. I said, we are so screwed as the United States of America. We don't have time to have, Joe Biden has no time to have a party. I said, bring the judge into the Oval Office, bring the Bible. I swear, whatever the swear is, and let's get to work. All right, put it on Zoom for a minute and let's get going.
That's it. We got to celebrate.
No celebration. We don't have time to celebrate.
You just want them to get straight to work.
Yeah. By the way, I am just like, people should be happy that we're not taking calls today.
Why?
Because I don't know. I think I'd be yelling at
everybody. Yeah, you'd probably be yelling.
I'd be yelling. I've just been angry all day.
Yeah, I get it. That's what
an angry, short, bald guy. That's all I was all day.
We don't want that.
You don't want that. I'm happy, but angry at the same time.
Yeah.
Inside, but angry. Inside, I'm like, yeah. You ever feel like that?
Oh, absolutely. I'm an Aries.
Like that? Like sometimes you're smiling, but inside you're like,
yes, a lot.
And every curse word, dirty word that comes, and you want to scream it out, but it's just going through your mind. F this, F that, screw this. You ever get like that?
This usually happens when I'm hungry. I get hangry.
Really? You start cursing in your mind a lot?
Yeah, anything just sets me off. It ticks me off.
Really?
Yeah.
You walk around angry, you're like, F this, F that.
I don't really like F this, F that, but like...
No, not out loud, in your own mind.
In my head, right.
In your own head.
That, when I'm like F this, F that, that's just a mood. I can wake up with a mood. Like, yeah, that's just a mood.
You think the squad gets like that when they walk around?
Absolutely.
F this, F that, but they smile. With a smile.
We're human beings.
Yeah, I mean, do you think the squad gets? I would think so. I think that's like a normal thing, right?
Yeah, I don't know anybody who's always happy.
There's something wrong with somebody who's always happy, right?
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
Like almost fake.
You said what?
I said it's either almost fake or they're on something all the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met a couple of people who are always happy, and I'm like, what do you take? What drugs are you taking that you're happy good? Right?
They're on something good.
They're on something good, that is for sure. All right, let's say hello to the squad. By the way, Vanessa, it's just one of those days everybody's angry. Vanessa, she had some car trouble, so she's going to be joining us in a few minutes. She got stuck.
She's going to be angry.
And she's going to be angry too. Everyone's going to be angry today. Let's say hello. Let's say hello to everybody. Therese Slater, she's happy. She's saying happy Friday. Uncle Brad and squad. It's Apple Pie saying squad up, everybody. Willie L. Williams, Elizabeth Francis, squad up. Fiona Campbell, squad up. Carol Anderson, the Tiger, Tracy Haynes, Sherwood, Marcia McCullough, what's going on? Mike Heiser, Lisa Bling Rose, Marcia McCullough, Elizabeth Francis, squad up. Rich Kid C, what's going on? Haven't seen him in a while. Dip Fab, Cake Affairs. How are you? Christy Kinsali. Who else we got here? Jacqueline Brown, squad up. Chris Lopez with the question. We'll get to you in a few minutes. Mel Caballero, squad up. Jacqueline Brown, squad up. Marcia Turhia, squad up. And by the way, Yo-Yo, if anybody was to ever say that we are not absolutely just pour our hearts out on this thing, on this show, okay? What you see is what you get. Yes. Jilly, okay? If you speak to Jilly, I am sure she will swear on the same Bible that Joe Biden is going to swear on in 13 days. Maybe not the same book, but the same Bible.
Okay.
I spoke to her 45 minutes before the show, and I was just angry about everything.
Right.
She goes, wow, you sound really angry. I go, I am, and I'm laughing at the same time. I'm really angry.
Because then you're not that angry if you're laughing at the same time.
Because I don't have anything to really, I'm not like, just like, it's one of those, just like, enough.
It's one of those days.
One of those days, just everything is just pissing me off, man. Right? Everything's just pissing me off.
Hopefully the show will heal that.
It always does. Let's say hello on YouTube too. Anne-Marie Anderson, squad up. How are you? Charmaine Wiles. I wonder if the squad, do they get those days where just everything pisses you off? You can't really put your finger on it. You're just like, just everything's pissing me off.
I mean, there was somebody that commented yesterday and said, we appreciate the show because it takes the stress from the day away. So
it does. It does. It does for me too. I'm happy always after the show's over. Keith, God bless, squad up. Carol, the top cat, Tigress 2. Life of a New Moon. Not a new moon. I thought she changed.
Of a new moon or a blue moon?
No, just Life of a New Mom, Sasha Nage. I thought for a second, my eyes are going on me. I thought she changed her name. Tali, how are you? Luscious TV channels.
Ooh.
Sounds
Luscious interesting.
TV channels. You know like where Luscious lives?
And where?
Nigeria.
Really?
Yes. God's Grace. How are you? Kiki, the land of your father. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Ann Q, how are you? Squad up. And who else we got here? By the way, Kiki saying, hey, Yo-Yo, Happy New Year. I just was passing that on to you.
Thank you.
God bless. How are you? Jilly Go Productions. Squad up, everybody.
We know her.
Estrella. Every so often, Carlos pops in with the caps. What's up, Brad and squad?
Yeah.
Like once a month. The only reason I know Carlos is because he used to watch for years and years and years, like back in the day.
It's an old schooler.
Pre-Yo-Yo, he was watching.
Pre-Yo-Yo, whoo.
He watched pre-Yo-Yo. It's like, there was like, when like, I'm not that I'm ever going to compare you to, the Lord and Savior. However, like there's BC and AC, there's pre-Yo-Yo and post-Yo-Yo.
And post-Yo-Yo. Mm-hmm. What? Now, I've been here for what, 3 years now?
About 3 years, yes. We're at 3PY.
3PY. Post-Yo-Yo. 3PY. Wow.
3PY. We are in year 3PY.
I like that.
Or really, it should be 3PYY because it's yo-yo, right? So it's 3PYY.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, what year are we, Uncle Brad? It's 3PYY.
3PYY. I actually like that. 3PYY.
The only people who would get it is the squad.
Nobody.
Yep. Tally squad up. How are you? R.R. Jones. Yo-Yo. It's one of those days, man. Take it away.
Let's get through it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. First things first, I need everybody on all social media platforms. That means Facebook. That means YouTube. That means Twitter, Periscope, Instagram, wherever you guys are watching, TikTok, whatever we're going to put this on. I need you all to come together as one and join the VIP page on Facebook. All you have to do is go into the search engine and say VIP Brad Squad, and it will come up. We will accept it. You have to request and we will accept. You get to throw your questions in there anytime throughout the day. So make sure you guys do that. Now for Facebook, first things first, you already know what time it is. We have to share this video right now. All you have to do is click that little arrow that says share and share it to anyone's page. You can share it in the inbox. You can share it into groups and communities where you know that people are going to need some help, or you know that they're going to be entertained by this show, or you know that they might know somebody that might need some help. So let's be a blessing. Like I say, let's be a blessing to somebody else and let's help them out. There's millions and millions and millions of people that wish they knew about this show. How can we get this show out to them? Let's think of some different ways. All right. Let's copy the link. Like I said, send it in a text message blast. If you see somebody and you hear them talking about immigration, talk to them, tell them to join the squad. It's that simple. All right. Word of mouth is the best way to get the show out. Now, you could also start your watch parties. All you have to do is click that little share button. It'll say more options and then host a watch party. It will take the video from our page and it'll put it onto your page. Okay. So that's another great way to do it because and to get the word out, because it sends a ding notification to your entire friends list. I literally, if I'm your friend on Facebook, I would get a notification saying, hey, so-and-so started a watch party. Then I'm going to be curious. I want to know what you're watching. I'm going to go in and then I'm going to be like, wow, this is actually interesting. We have to get the word out. All right. And like I said, the only way we can do it is with you guys. Now, throw in your questions right now. We won't be taking any calls today. Good thing, because some people are a little moody. So throw in, you guys are safe. You guys can throw in your questions right now in the comment section. All right. And we also, of course, love your interaction. Love to hear from you guys. Tell us what you guys got going on for the weekend. Like, love, smiley face, sad face, wow face, whatever emotion you guys are feeling. We're going to be talking about some pretty deep stuff and also some fun Friday stuff. So let us know what you guys think about that. Now for YouTube. Hey, YouTube squad. I'm here now. Nesquik ain't here for. Oh!
Of course, Nesquik shows up right for her, starring
on
right on you, Nesquik.
Good thing I didn't say anything.
Right on you.
Yes, and now since Nesquik's not here, I'm gonna do YouTube, and boom, like a genie,
Voila.
like a beautiful genie right out of the bottle. Voila.
Me and you were look, we were connected telepathically with the beige. We left Yo-Yo out of it. He
Left
thought
me
he was
out.
over the show today, Brad.
That's right. Well, you got my memo and you said, well, Yo-Yo told me to wear black, but I'm like, well, who pays your bill? You're like, all right, I'll wear beige.
That part.
All right, settled. All right, why don't you tell them everything about YouTube, Vanessa?
Squad on YouTube now that I'm here. So glad to be with you guys all day, every day on YouTube. Squad, I need you guys to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so you know when to catch the three of us on time, Monday through Friday. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you get that notification when Brad's show is live. You do not want to miss it. And while you're on here, the best thing you can do for not just yourself, but for the world is go ahead and press that share arrow. When you click that share arrow, it'll let you copy the link so you can send it out in a text message, send it in a WhatsApp group, share it on Facebook, share it. That is power at your fingertips. There's still so many people that don't know about Brad Show Live, that have no idea all the immigration questions we answer and all the people that we help. And by you sharing, you could be the person that connects someone to this network that they didn't know existed, that we all need. I also want you guys to show us all the love that you have for us by giving us a nice big thumbs up. That thumbs up on YouTube goes such a long way. It lets YouTube know that there is great information here, that there is valuable information here, that more people need to be here because we thumbs up it. We like it. So make sure that you're giving us those thumbs up. I'm always seeing a lot more people viewing than they are giving us those thumbs up. And it might be a tiny gesture for you guys, but it's huge for us. And if you cannot watch a full 2 hours of Brad Show Live, make sure that you catch us on Instagram at Brad Show Live, where we share the best snippets of our show, some Braducation, some different interactions with you guys, the audience. We love to hear from you guys, squad. So every now and again, there's some great contests on there. You want to make sure that you're tuned in. You can send us your questions direct message on Instagram as well, and they will be tossed into our social media check-in. So make sure that you're following us on that platform as well, and share, because we are about to get into some more news and some more updates on immigration, and we want as many people to be a part of the squad. So please share. And moving forward, let's get into schmoozing with Brad.
right, so a little more updates from the coup from Wednesday. A police officer has died of injuries suffered at the Capitol. And the U.S. Attorney's Office now plans to open a federal murder investigation into his death. Officer Brian Sicknick is the fifth person to die as a result of the insurrection due to injuries sustained while on duty. The statement given out by the Capitol Police says that Officer Sicknick was responding to the riots on Wednesday, January 6, 2021 at the U.S. Capitol and was injured while physically engaging with protesters. He returned to his division office and collapsed. He was taken to a local hospital and he succumbed to his injuries. Now, despite weeks of preparation, law enforcement officials say they had no intelligence that the planned pro-Trump rally would pose a threat to the Capitol. Huh? Let me read that back again. Despite weeks of preparation, okay? Despite weeks of preparation, people flying in from all over, they didn't know anything was going to be happening. Not that the president of the United States told everybody to come to the Capitol for a speech that he will be giving that the election was stolen and illegal. But they didn't have intelligence about this.
Do we believe that?
No, I don't believe that in 1 minute. The Defense Department has reportedly asked Capitol Police if they needed National Guard 3 days before the protests, and the Capitol Police said no. Digital security experts are now raising alarms over the breach, saying it could create potential national security. If nations say, wow, it was that easy to go into the Capitol and destroy it. They broke into congressional offices, ransacked papers. Police arrested one man who was photographed sitting at Nancy Pelosi's desk. His name is Richard Barnett. He was charged with entering and remaining on restricted grounds, violent entry and theft of public property. 6,200 National Guard members are being mobilized from several states in the District of Columbia to provide security to Washington following these events. Now, prosecutors are vowing to conduct an investigation, not only into the rioters, but also into the statements of Donald Trump and his lawyer, Rudy Giuliani. The U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Michael Sherwin, said yesterday the Justice Department's initial focus was on prosecuting those who breached security at the Capitol, but he found that investigators would take a careful look at what led up to these riots. And I will tell you, we're going to talk about it in a minute, Merrick Garland, he is going to be the new U.S. attorney. Trust me, they're going to be looking into this. Now, during a rally shortly before the violence at the Capitol, Trump called on his supporters to, quote, fight like hell before sending them off to the Congress. At that same rally, Rudy Giuliani urged people trial by combat on Trump's claims that he was the genuine winner. Now, U.S. Attorney Sherwin said that the early investigation into the assault on the Capitol has been handicapped by the fact that the U.S. Capitol Police have arrested only 14 people. They allowed almost everybody to exit without being detained and without being questioned. A huge difference from the Black Lives Matter protests. Okay. Now, U.S. Attorney Sherwin has said we now have to go through a process, cell site orders, video footage to try to identify people, charge them, and execute their arrests. So it has made everything challenging. But if you want to find these people, there is video, there's AI software. They have AI software right now, artificial intelligence software. You could actually go on right now and find artificial intelligence software, $29 and download it. Literally. Put a picture of any of these people up and you'll find out who they are.
Wow.
All right. I guarantee you, just Google artificial intelligence. It's that good right now. And that's stuff that just the public can download for $29.99 a month. Can you imagine what the government has?
Right.
Yep. What your access is.
Because the artificial intelligence software now, you can upload a picture. It's not like Google Photos from a couple years ago where you you take a picture of yourself and you're like, does this exact picture look anywhere else on the internet.
Right.
You know, the artificial intelligence now looks at the face of the person and can figure out who they are. They'll find their Facebook, their Instagram, their Snapchat, everything. Unless they've never put a picture on the internet. Or they never applied for a driver's license, because there are certain things that that the U.S. government has pictures of people on driver's licenses, pictures of people on their U.S. passports, library cards, you name it, the U.S. government has a picture of you.
Wow.
So all they need to do really, I mean, it'll be a lot of work, but all they need to do really is, and they can zoom in on each person at that rally, zoom in, upload it on their artificial intelligence and find out who they are. Exactly, Julian. Exactly.
Look at all of them.
Yes. All right. Now, on top of all of this, a pipe bomb was found at the headquarters of the Republican National Committee in Washington, D.C., as pro-Trump rioters stormed the U.S. Capitol. Also on Wednesday afternoon, a suspicious package was found at the nearby headquarters of the Democratic National Committee. The explosive device at the RNC was destroyed by a bomb squad. A Democrat told the New York Times anonymously that the contents of the package were not yet identified. Authorities also found a pickup truck parked outside the RNC headquarters that reportedly held rifles, ammunition, and shotguns. This was not pre-planned. Cops didn't know any of this was going to be happening.
There's no way.
Now, let me tell you a little more before you say there's no way. Let me give you all the facts that we know at this very moment.
Okay.
Some among America's military allies, the European allies, believe Trump deliberately attempted a coup and may have had help from federal law enforcement.
Wow.
European security officials, from more than one country, have told Business Insider and Politico, two respected news organizations. This is not some wild, conspiracy theory. Inside Business, Politico, they are respected news organizations. So this is not crazy conspiracy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They have told, and it comes from multiple sources, that Trump appeared to have support among some U.S. federal agencies responsible for securing the Capitol complex on Wednesday's coup attempt. One source from Europe said, "We train alongside U.S. federal law enforcement to handle these very matters, and it's obvious that large parts of any successful plan were just absolutely ignored." So what we're learning is this.
Golly.
What we're learning is this, that Europe and America, the Europeans and Americans, they do the same training. They train with each other. They train for contingencies on coups, insurrections, big protests outside of government buildings. Everything that they're supposed to do was not done on the day, or many things.
Do you see them taking pictures with the terrorists?
Yes, that was on CNN. Now, an insider spoke with 3 officials on Thursday morning, a French police official responsible for the public security in Paris, and 2 intelligence officials from the North American Treaty Organization, countries who work directly with the United States on counterterrorism involving the United States. And they said they don't have any specific evidence, but they have very strong circumstantial evidence that points to what somebody would call an open attempt at a coup on the United States of America, simply because on the day that Trump told everybody to go storm Congress, the regular security of what is supposed to happen wasn't there.
Mm.
Now, you can argue that Donald Trump, who controls security on federal property, controls the military, controls the National Guard, his agencies control the Capitol Police. Perhaps there were some agency officials who knew what was going to happen and did nothing to beef up security, just made it another regular day. Meanwhile, Politico reports that a current Metro DC police officer said in a public Facebook post that off-duty police officers and members of the military who are among the rioters flashed their badges and ID cards as they were overrunning the building. Now, we don't know whether these were truly off-duty police officers and truly members of the military, or they were fake identifications that were handed out to some of these people to say they were police officers or people in the military. That we don't know. The officer also wrote, but this is just one officer, so it's not confirmed, that if these people can storm the Capitol building with no regard to punishment, you have to wonder how much they abuse their powers when they put on their uniforms.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now we're not done yet. The New York Times reports that one of the pro-Trump supporters who broke into the Capitol attempted to locate Senator Chuck Schumer's office and asked the Capitol officer where it was located. And the officer tried to direct them there by walking to Schumer's office. They rioted.
What?
Yes. Now, concern over Trump undermining democracy and safety also extends to Congress. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said today she spoke to the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff about preventing Trump from initiating military actions or a nuclear strike. And Pelosi said in a statement that she spoke with General Mark Milley to discuss available precautions for preventing an unstable president from initiating military hostilities in the last 13 days. He has the launch codes to the nuclear weapons to start a nuclear war. And the bottom line is this. There is nobody in Congress who can tell the military not to listen to President Trump. President Trump is the head of the military. They have to listen to him. And that is what General Mark Milley told Pelosi. At the same time, however, the military generals did also tell Pelosi that they do not have to follow what they believe to be an illegal order. So we are now in a situation where we have an unstable president with his hands on the nuclear codes who can order a war at his discretion. And we now have to leave it up to the generals of the United States of America to determine whether that is a legal order or an illegal order.
Wow.
That is what we have to deal with for the next 13 days.
Sheesh.
Now Trump finally said he's not going to be serving a second term. He's been saying up until Wednesday he's going to be the president. Joe Biden will not be sworn in. But now he has conceded he will not be having a second term. Today, House Majority Whip James Claiborne accused former Education Secretary Betsy DeVos, Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao of running away from their responsibilities. They have a responsibility as cabinet members, as American citizens, to invoke what is called the 25th Amendment, to remove from office Donald Trump in times when he is incapable of serving as president. You need more than half of the cabinet to vote to send a letter to Congress to invoke the 25th Amendment. And in return, Congress will, if they vote 2/3 majority within 48 hours, can remove Donald Trump from being president of the United States because he is incapacitated. In this particular case, incapable of performing, incapacitated because of mental illness.
Right.
Okay. But what you see happening is instead of them fulfilling their duties, they are resigning and running because they ultimately do not want to take responsibility one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
In an interview on CNN, Claiborne repeated his calls for the cabinet members to remove Donald Trump, arguing their particular constitutional remedy was preferable to launching a second impeachment. However, there is going to be an impeachment. It appears that the House of Representatives is going to put forth impeachment articles on Monday, but impeachment takes time, It has to go through the House. Perhaps they can vote on it by the end of next week. And then the Senate will take it up at some point after Biden becomes president and Donald Trump is no longer president. So impeachment doesn't get rid of Donald Trump for these last 13 days. It's unlikely to happen. And now the question becomes, do the Democrats want to deal, does the government want to deal with impeachment?
Right.
The pros to doing the impeachment, I'll ask you what you think. I'll ask the squad what they think. The pros to impeachment is you don't let Donald Trump get away with this crap. And if in fact he is impeached after he leaves office, because the actual trial in the Senate would be after Biden becomes president. If he is impeached, he can't run for president again.
Oh.
Okay. And he's disgraced and brought somewhat to justice. The con or the negative about it is there is so much to do. Immigration reform, social justice reform, police reform, environmental reform, gun control, health care, you name it. Coronavirus, getting vaccines into people. Do we want the Congress, our Senate, wasting their time impeaching Donald Trump, or do we want them to get to the business that needs to get done?
I want him impeached.
I wonder, is it, there's a couple of days left. Like, I know all of this is happening right now, but will it even see its way through? That's not something that just happens overnight though, Brad, correct?
Well, that's what we said. So the House, if you remember the last impeachment, the House has to charge him. That's like the indictment in a criminal case. And then the Senate has to have a trial and try him. There's not enough days to do both houses in the last 13 days and get him out of office. So the best that can be done under the political circumstances is the House would impeach him, which is like the indictment in a criminal case. Biden would be sworn in, and then the trial in the Senate would be after Biden is sworn in.
Right.
He would be impeached because there's 50 Democrats, 50 Republicans, plus Kamala Harris with the tiebreaker. So he would be ultimately impeached and thrown out and never be able to run for office again. But do we really, is this the most important thing in the world?
I mean, the fact that
the most important thing in the world is get rid of him. But to me, I have 10 things that are more important. Coronavirus, immigration, gun control, environment, getting money in people's pockets, social justice, repairing our relationships with our allies. And we're going to waste our time for 3 weeks on this pumpkin. Get rid of him. Who cares? Let's move on.
I agree.
Let the criminal justice system take care of it. Let the U.S. attorneys go investigate. Let's fix our country. That's my opinion. It's my opinion.
I agree. But I agree with that. I just hate the fact that he got away with so much. And I feel like this was his plan the whole time. He was like, they're not going to. And if they try, okay, the last couple of weeks, and now look at him. He's like, his plan literally just went through. And I feel like if we don't impeach him, he's going to try and run again. And to see what
who's to say we can impeach him in a year from now?
So we could do that.
There's no statute of limitations.
Okay. So we could do that. Then don't waste the time now. Absolutely. But I definitely want them to do it, sometime.
Willie L. Williams says do it, and he won't come back ever again.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The fact, because if he runs again, the fact that these people would go that extra mile to tear down the Capitol, what do you think? He has another chance of winning. The fact that he had how many 70 million votes, he could easily still win. So I don't want any parts of it. So
I would be the opportunity for him. You're saying like there's just no chance ever.
I would be shocked if the Republicans want him still as the leader. He lost the Senate. He lost the president. He lost the presidency. And he almost tried to overthrow the U.S. government. It's not good to be Trump these days.
Yeah, it's not.
All right. And according to statistics from Johns Hopkins University, there's now 49 million people have recovered from coronavirus. 1.9 million people have died. The U.S. reported more than 4,000 deaths from coronavirus for the first time yesterday in a 24-hour period. 4,000 people died of coronavirus. Nobody seems to care.
Today?
Yes. In the last 24 hours since we've been on the air.
That's the crazy thing. Like, we don't hear that anymore.
The number of people dying of COVID in one day in LA is equal to the homicide deaths per year in that city.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. In a day.
In a day.
Yikes.
Yeah. But we have some good news.
Please give it to us.
A new study offers early evidence that Pfizer's COVID vaccine might be effective against the 2 new coronavirus variants that everybody's freaking out about. So it appears that if we can get people vaccinated, not only will it prevent from the coronavirus that the vaccination was supposed to prevent against, but also this more virulent strand that is coming around that is supposed to be really, really scary. The vaccine will, based on early evidence, will protect you from that as well. So it really comes down to it. And we'll talk about it more on Monday, because this also gets me angry, but we don't have time to talk about it today. But our politicians have got to get their effing act together. Now, excuse me for using the word effing.
Right.
Because you have a country like Israel, and we'll talk more about this on Monday. You have a country like Israel that has 7 million people, and they're going to vaccinate their entire country of 7 million people by the end of March, which means by the end of March, Israel will be normal. They will be able to go to restaurants. They will be able to go out. They will have sporting events, clubs, nightlife. Everybody will go to school. Everybody will be safe from coronavirus. In that same period of time, New York City will be lucky if we vaccinate based on what the rate we're vaccinating right now. New York City, probably a similar population to the entire country of Israel. In that same amount of time, New York City will be lucky based on what they're doing right now to vaccinate less than 10% of their population. So you have a situation where we have politicians, we can be back to normal. There are countries that have shown that it's going to be able to be done. We can be back to normal in months if our politicians get their act together.
Now, well,
we're going to talk all about this on Monday.
Along with that ding, there's some breaking news, some good news. Twitter has permanently suspended Donald Trump's account.
Wow.
Really?
Sooner than we thought.
Wow.
Did I say that? I said that. I said it was going to happen.
Wow. Permanently?
Permanent.
Yep.
Oh man, yo, this is the.
I wonder what happened, because they said that it was going to be 12 hours. What happened that it was permanent? What happened? Does it say why?
No,
Wow.
I don't have that much yet. I'm just giving it how it comes in.
Wow.
So it's permanently suspended.
Well, we'll talk about that more on Monday too.
Thank God.
By the way, Denisha Joseph is dancing.
I am too.
Denisha Joseph is dancing. Woohoo! She says. All right, let's get to some Friday. Let's get to some good Friday stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever wanted a giant version of David Hasselhoff in your home, you are in luck. A 14-foot model of the actor wearing his signature red Baywatch lifeguard swim trunks is for sale.
Oh, what the hell?
Yep, the oversized model stretches out as Hasselhoff was body surfing in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Hasselhoff, who plays himself, swims across the sea with SpongeBob and Patrick. The oversized Hasselhoff prop comes in 2 parts. It is 54 inches long by 160. Oh boy, that's not a.
That looks creepy.
It's very creepy.
Wow.
It's lifelike and creepy at the same time. It's $1,500.
It even has pores.
That's really creepy.
That is. Do you think Jilly would put that in her office?
I don't know. Not for $1,500.
I mean, she has all those posters. Remember when Groundhog Sam put Keanu Reeves on top of her posters?
Yes. No, not for $1,500. She's not doing it.
Can you imagine going in to see Jilly in her office and you just see...
And there's David Hasselhoff just...
She loves David Hasselhoff. We need to get David Hasselhoff on our show. If anyone knows David Hasselhoff,
He has been on our show.
there he is. There he is.
There he is.
A spitting image.
A spitting.
Make sure
Spitting image. I can't even tell the difference. Can you
get
even
the
tell the
royalties
difference
on
between? Can you tell the difference between Uncle Brad as David Hasselhoff and David Hasselhoff as David?
I thought that was him.
I thought it was. I just looked at myself. I said, "Is that me or is that David Hasselhoff?"
Look at that.
I
Look.
don't even know, Brad.
So which one is this? You or Hasselhoff? Which one's the difference?
That's Hasselhoff, I think.
Right. This is
Right,
Hasselhoff, and that one was you.
Brad
This
on
one is
my
you.
my old Camaro.
Okay, there you go.
Nothing like that belt. That's your favorite belt. I remember.
All right, let's find one other funny one. We got to get to our immigration.
Yes.
The mysterious booming sound that's been rocking in New Jersey town is apparently the result of a hail cannon designed by a vineyard owner to protect his crop from bad weather. Rob Butkowski of Hamilton said he's been firing off the socially loud cone-shaped contraption, which blasts shockwaves up to the sky to break up cloud formations and scare away birds. For weeks, he's been firing this thing 30,000 feet in a 1.5 mile radius. You can hear this boom.
Damn.
Yeah, Hamilton Chief of Police, this is out in New Jersey, Kevin Friel said the cannon is responsible for the mystery booms that have baffled residents. One caller said this has been happening once a week and blowing our houses off their foundation.
Damn.
That is some neighbor to have, isn't that? Wasn't that what a nice neighbor? What a nice neighborly thing to do.
I would be
Sure.
pissed.
I don't even find that as Friday. I just find that as jerk yay.
Right.
What a jerk.
Right.
Yeah, what the heck?
What a jerk.
And then I did
How
read this.
disrespectful to your neighbors.
Listen,
That's not even fun.
I did read this this article, and all the neighbors are pissed. The police officers would come even when there. I saw a video on Inside Edition, and while the reporter was there, a police officer actually came on property, and he talked to them, and they left. So now what he does, he starts off with this huge siren that sounds like the siren where, you know, like in the war, it's like, and then he shoots it. So he says that the siren is just to, you know, prep all the people before he shoots it. It's horrible.
Yeah, by the way, Jilly is here in my notes, says, you know, we had talked about, I didn't see this article, but she just pointed it out to me. We spoke yesterday about how much we love the In-N-Out burger. Apparently in Colorado, there is a 14-hour line to get the In-N-Out burger.
Oh my God.
14-hour line.
That makes sense. I told you there's not going to be a 14-hour line.
14 hours for the In-N-Out burger?
There's not going to be a 14-hour line for Shake Shack. I'll guarantee you that.
I know, but I love it. It doesn't matter.
Right.
I don't care what other people like. It's what Uncle Brad likes.
If they bring In-N-Out to New York, I might just take off my head and juggle it. Like, I don't know what I would do.
I've never been to In-N-Out, so I don't know.
Golly. There was one year for April Fools, and I almost cried. They said that In-N-Out was coming to New York, and I forgot all about April Fools. And they had a whole video.
Why is it not here?
Huh?
Why don't they have it in New York?
I don't know. They need to.
We need In-N-Out burger.
Man.
Hello, Mr. In and Mr. Out. You think Mr. In and Mr. Out own In-N-Out burger?
It's owned by a family, I think, like a Christian family.
Yeah.
Super religious. Yeah.
Now I want to eat an In-N-Out burger.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Can we Postmate In-N-Out burger from LA? Can you imagine you make a Postmate and like make them deliver it all the way to New York?
I actually had a burger from a random place yesterday, and it was really good. Very close to either one of these.
Really? Random burger.
Yeah.
There's all, you know when you eat something you're not expecting it to be good and it's really good. Sometimes it's better than what it really is. You know what I'm saying? Like you weren't expecting anything. You're like eating like, wow, this is amazing, right?
It It was one of those Uber Eat random finds
Yeah.
where it's like, what's this place?
You know what? Every day we're doing our show now, I get hungry at the end of host chat. We have to stop talking about food.
Yesterday, after the show, I walked my butt in the cold to go get some Ethiopian food, and it was bomb.
Really?
Yes, because we were talking about it. I told y'all.
And Vanessa ordered a burger yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The burger was literally like we got off the show and it was at my door.
I have a secret.
Oh, that looks so good.
I have a secret. After the show yesterday, I postmated Shake Shack.
That is hilarious.
I did. I said, damn it, I've been talking about Shake Shack all week. I'm even talking about it on the show.
Yeah.
I went right to my phone. I'm like, hello, Shake Shack? You're coming in with a cheeseburger.
Did you enjoy it?
I loved every second of it.
Good.
All right, let's get to something we like to call social media check-in. But before we do, we have a Braducation. And in today's Braducation, I answer the question, what is misrepresentation? Let's watch.
Everybody always asks me, what's a misrepresentation? Well, a misrepresentation is a lie. It's a lie that you made to the U.S. government to get an immigration benefit. And it's only a misrepresentation if it actually affected the outcome of your case. So, for example, if you go into the immigration service and they say, what's the color of your shirt? And you say it's pink, but it's green, that has nothing to do with your case. But if they ask you if you're married when you're single or single when you're married and you lie about it, that's a misrepresentation.
That's a misrepresentation. Like how
They're
lie about it.
You're telling me this. I don't know if it's the
I love everything about it.
State of mind views, but I'm in there when you're telling me stuff. I'm like, yeah, I like the reset.
All I'm doing is talking and moving. That's all.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I love everything about it.
good. You know what? I'm going to tell you something about the two of you. You know what I love about the two of you? Everything. I love everything about the two of you too. All right, let's do social media check-in.
All right. Our first one comes from Joanna Tesfaye on YouTube saying, is the current stimulus rent assistance considered as public charge?
No. Enjoy your stimulus check.
Ooh.
KJ on YouTube, 26 months ago, I filed VAWA.
You got it, Yo-Yo?
It just came in
It came in the mail? How much you get? How much you get?
This is the $600 one. Where's the
$600?
$2,000 one?
Yo-Yo's got some money. Yo-Yo's got some money. Yo-Yo's got some money. Okay.
Coffee is on him.
I don't get it. Nobody sends me a check. That's not fair.
Child, you get enough checks.
Nobody's crying for Uncle Brad, so it's okay.
I got that one too. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I did it. Okay, but KJ on YouTube asked, 26 months ago I filed VAWA when my case will be approved. When will their case be approved?
It's over 2 years, unfortunately.
Okay, Randy Gaines on YouTube. I got ordered deported, although I had already granted the I-130, but USCIS never sent the National Visa Center my grant I-130 since 2019. Am I still able to come back?
Wait, what happened in 2019? I'm just looking at all the squad saying that everyone's getting their check today.
Oh, see?
Yeah, everyone's got their check today. I didn't even know that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. So Randy Gaines on YouTube said, I got ordered deported, although I had already granted the I-130, but USCIS never sent the National Visa Center my granted I-130 since.
Depends why. I don't know. He didn't tell us why he got deported.
Got you.
We need to know that information.
Yeah.
And then, the reason why you got deported is really important to figure out whether or not you can come back after deportation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the reason is this. There are waivers for certain things and there's not waivers for other things.
So we should know in order for you to give the proper.
Yeah, correct.
So Felix West on YouTube, how long does it take to get a notice for RFE?
Hopefully never. RFE is bad. That means that you didn't submit enough evidence.
Oh, yeah, you don't want that then.
You don't want that.
All right. Abdul K on YouTube. I recently divorced my wife in California. How soon can I get married again? I haven't introduced my immigration papers and divorce papers came out last week.
You can get married 24 hours after you're divorced.
Anne-Marie Anderson on YouTube. My daughter is petitioning for me to live at her father's house in a different state. Will this affect my case? I am doing a family-based petition adjusting my status. Should I send in a medical or wait for them to ask or send it in at the same time with the AOS?
If your child is filing for you, you're the parent of a U.S. citizen. You don't have to live in the same state or the same house as your son or daughter. Save the medical and bring it to the time of the interview.
Okay, God's Grace on YouTube. What documents does the second affidavit of support need to provide? I'm over 21 and was filed by a U.S. citizen parent. 3
tax returns, a job letter, and a bank letter.
Kiki on YouTube. Do you think a green card holder can petition for his wife? What can be done so she doesn't have to leave the country to get her green card?
You can file an I-130 if they're out of status, either they're 245I or wait on your spouse to become a citizen.
Okay, God Bless on YouTube. My husband is a citizen 2 years now. He did the AOS for our daughter. She did the fingerprints from August 2020, and she hasn't gotten her EAD or Social Security yet. What should we do? She's 19 years old.
Wait, unfortunately, because of COVID, everything's delayed.
Collins Jeg on YouTube. Can I travel on advance parole after filing an I-589, late asylum filed?
No.
Okay, Linares Family on YouTube. If my I-485 was administratively closed due to being removed, how can I renew my work authorization without a pending I-485?
You have a pending I-485. It's administratively closed means that they're not going to act on it, but it's still open. So file for your work permit.
Hyper Ramsey on YouTube. If someone enters the country on an H-2B visa and gets married to a green card holder who filed an I-130 before the H-2B visa is up, will the person still be in status, or will they have to go to their home for an interview for a green card?
They're out of status unless you file an I-485 before the H-2B is up. So filing the I-130 was not enough. You had to file the I-130 and the adjustment before the H-2B visa status was up.
Okay, Damn I'm Fly 07 on YouTube. How long does it take for a CR1 interview at the U.S. Embassy in Haiti? Been documentary qualified at NVC since July 2020.
Sometime in the next 6 months, you'll get it once Biden comes in. Trump has stopped almost everything in Haiti.
Ronnie O on YouTube. Can I go to college with pending documents? Will I be considered an international student?
I don't know what pending documents means.
Okay, last one for right now. Omar Check ODG on Facebook. I filed for VAWA along with the I-485 and I-765. Did not get an EAD. I took my biometrics since April, and they put me in a C31. Can I let them change my C31 to C9 so I can get my work permit fast?
You have to file a separate I-765 under C9, and then you'll get your work permit fast.
All right, Instagram.
Oh, I still don't read this right. By the way, if you didn't get your immigration questions answered, you could always follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. If you follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein, I know the squad has said this before and they will say it again. I will answer your question as best as I can, or I'll tell you to call our office, or I'll ask for your telephone number and we'll call you. But you will get a response from me. Follow me at Real Brad Bernstein. Drop me a DM. You are talking to me directly. You can also follow us at Bradshaw Live. If you follow us at Bradshaw Live, as I always say, you can't handle 2 hours of the truth, but you can handle 2 minutes of the truth. Follow us at Bradshaw Live for the best 2 minutes of Bradshaw Live. Little snippets from our show. And Yo-Yo and Vanessa?
Yes, you guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram and all other social media platforms.
And you guys can find me at Vanessa.ContrerasTV.
All right, Brad Squad. So we will be back soon to answer some more social media questions. But first, in today's Spartan Bernstein Close-Up, immigration attorney and partner Shannon Laguerre-Mengret gives advice on how to navigate your immigration case during the COVID-19 pandemic.
need to speak to your attorney. You need to ask them, what is the strategy? How do we move forward? Will I still be able to either keep my green card, get a green card? And so these are things that you need to sit down with your attorney and talk about. You also have to be patient. This is not normal because this is a whole pandemic that's affected the entire United States. And the judges' unions, the government attorneys' unions have been fighting really hard. They are trying to find a way to keep everyone protected. And so we need to be understanding of that too, but also understanding, how do we move forward from this? Will I be protected? Make sure you keep in contact with your attorney, because if somehow you're depending on a qualifying relative where that person's going to age out, then you need to speak to the attorney. What can we do? Because I need to make sure that I'm able to get this green card or this level of relief. So very important to speak to your attorney during this time.
All right, we are back. And the first question back is Mamita Christian on Facebook saying, can my brother who is in the U.S. Army file for me? If he can, how long will it take?
About 15 years, but the answer is yes.
Lynn Shoemaker South Ills on Facebook. Is there still a travel ban for France? Can you get transit through France to catch a flight to the United States?
There is a travel ban. And the travel ban is this. If you are in the European Union and you want to come here on an ESTA, I assume she's asking about an ESTA visa, you have to be outside of what is known as the Schengen, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Schengen zone, which is basically all of Europe except the UK. And you have to be outside of that for 14 full days, which is really 15 days, because the end of the 14th day is the 15th day, and they don't count day traveling. So you basically have to be outside of the European zone for 17 days, and then you would be allowed to enter the United States. So for example, if you're French or you're Italian or Spanish, you would have to travel to a third country. It could be Canada, Mexico, Caribbean, anywhere you can get to that's outside of the European zone, and then stay in that country for at least 17 days, and then use your ESTA to enter the United States, and they'll let you in.
Okay, Mommy Chloe on Facebook saying, I'm getting a divorce and I have my I-175 interview. What should I do?
Let the government know that you're in the process of getting a divorce, and ask the case to be converted to a waiver of the joint requirement to filing the I-751 based on a bona fide marriage that has been terminated or is being terminated based on a divorce. You got to convert your case.
Shaik on Facebook. I did my master's in 98 from Chicago, now living in Toronto. Can I still qualify for EB2?
Why not?
Okay, Jean Giles, Jean Giles Reginald on YouTube. I'm in the U.S. now, and my wife filed for me the I-130 and I-485, but I got married in Haiti in 2012. But I was divorced from my ex-wife, and the divorce came from the France court because she's there. I don't really know what this question is asking, but that's all it's saying.
The answer is, as long as it is a legal divorce in France and you remarried here and you filed an adjustment, you'll get a green card.
Michelle Wee on Instagram. I have a question. I have a citizenship interview next week. The documents that they require that I take are my husband's divorce paper or death certificate of ex-wife and proof of his naturalization. Should I take the original copy or should I make copies and take them?
Both. You take the originals and you bring photocopies. And that way, when immigration asks to hold a document, they'll hold the photocopy and they'll give you back the original. A lot of times, if you don't bring photocopies, they will hold the originals and it's impossible to get it back from them.
Okay, Jamo Balde on Instagram. I got married last month after coming here in 2018 on an F1 visa. I met my wife in March and have lived together since May. I was in school for a year, but then stopped. However, I have admission to my master's and should start on January 25th. I'm looking forward to adjusting my status.
And the question is?
I'm looking forward, I guess, to adjusting my status. Maybe how can I?
Well, if you're if you're married to a U.S. citizen, you're here on a student visa, wait 90 days after your entry and then file your adjustment.
Manfra on Instagram, I came on an H-2B in June, got married in July to a green card holder. He filed only the I-130 in September, and my visa is up in November. I am pregnant and waiting on USCIS, only got a receipt from them, so we are waiting. So if we file I-485 now, will I still be in status? Yes, and you're going to have a misrepresentation issue for getting married and filing an I-130 within 30 or 60 days of your entry, but you may be able to talk your way out of it with a rebuttable presumption. If not, you're going to need a waiver. And it sounds like you need an immigration lawyer because you should have been filing an adjustment way back.
Yikes. Okay, Aquina Sandy on Instagram. My husband, who's a citizen, filed an I-130 for my daughter in the Caribbean in April 2020. She would be 18 this year. How long before I can get an update from USCIS?
April 2021. It's going to take a year.
Victor, Missy Melissa on Facebook. Has the presidential proclamation been extended to March 31st, 2021?
Yes.
Melinda Dwayne on Facebook.
Angry baby pumpkin. It's not even, I can't even call him names anymore. It's like, it's just an awful, awful man.
We won't have to speak on him.
But in other words, like we used to call him pumpkin and baby and crybaby. And, it's almost like, endearing. He doesn't even deserve, he's just he's just awful. That kind for us to he doesn't deserve a nickname anymore.
Yeah.
He's sad, right?
Yeah.
Like I can't even call him a nickname anymore.
Yeah. All right. So Melinda Dwayne on Facebook. Immigration officers showed up at my ex-husband's house looking for me because I overstayed my visa. I've remarried to a citizen. I submitted my application for a green card, but I have no receipt notification yet. What can I do if they show up to my current address? Also, my ex-husband is not documented. Can he be arrested if he talks to them?
Your ex-husband, well, first of all, they're not allowed in your home, so you don't have to answer the door unless they have a warrant. And that's a warrant from a judge, not their own warrant that they sign. So your home is your castle. The answer is don't let them in. They sit there, they say, call my lawyer, go hire a lawyer to deal with it. Ultimately, you're going to be able to get a green card because you're married to a U.S. citizen, so they're not going to be able to deport you. But, too many people, they knock on the door and say, can I come in? And they say, yeah, sure, come on in.
Sheesh.
Who the hell says they have to come in? You don't have to let them in. It's your home. And unless there's a warrant signed by a federal judge, they're not allowed to break into your house. Just say, no, you're not allowed in my house. Just like when you get pulled over in a car. May I open the car? May I look inside your car? No, you may not.
Man.
Victor,
See, a lot of people won't even know that if they don't, that's because it's scary.
Authority, you might feel like you have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything. There are two places in this world where unless there is a warrant signed by a federal judge, you do not have to let federal authorities in. And that is your home and your automobile.
Mm-hmm.
And too many times you always hear the cops say, may we come in? May we look in your car? And you say yes because you think you got nothing to hide. But as soon as you let them in, now they could look for everything. They could arrest you. When you hear people say, I took sanctuary in a church, basically, what is the church? The church is their home. Basically, they've said, I'm going to go live in a home, and my home is going to be a church. And federal authorities, you can't come into my home. That's what taking sanctuary is.
I'm afraid of them planning something. That's why I wouldn't let them.
Who's them?
Police.
Authorities.
Like if authorities came to my place or my car.
And by the way, that's for an American citizen too. Not just immigrants. So if you're an American citizen, the cop knocks on the door. Sir, may we come in? No.
Hell no.
Hell no. You have a warrant signed by a federal judge, or if it's a state, or if it's city cops, it would be a state judge. All right. And
Come back
sometimes
later.
Department of Homeland Security slides something under the door and it's a warrant just signed by them, by an immigration judge or by, someone at the Department of Homeland Security. That's not a warrant to allow you into your home.
Right.
Victor Hernandez on Facebook. I am a U.S. citizen. I filed an I-601 waiver for my wife's green card as soon as she arrived in the U.S. in August of 2020. She abandoned me according to my attorney. She was granted the 10-year residence card in September of 2020. I filed for divorce. What are my options? What's going to happen in the future to her green card? We answered that the other day.
Yeah. All right. So then let's move on.
Yeah. Le Kitty on YouTube. I came here in 2016 and was allowed in the country for 2 weeks and received an EOS, never went back. Was also pregnant at the time and work. I'm filing in for VAWA. Will this be forgiven at AOS?
Yes. When you come into the airport and somebody at the airport says no AOS, no EOS, that means no adjustment of status, no extension of status. But ultimately, the ultimate arbiter of whether you're allowed to adjust has nothing to do with the guy at the airport, but it's the officer at the interview.
Okay, we have one from Halani Arif on YouTube. My I-360 was revoked and thereby my I-601 was suspended. Later, the I-360 was reinstated. My waiver is suspended now. Will I need a new waiver or USCIS will review the previous waiver?
Well, I'm not sure what you mean by suspended. But you may need to refile a new waiver. I would have to look at the procedural history. I don't know what suspended means.
Afraya on YouTube. My husband presented a fake divorce certificate in the court to get married to me, and the fake son's name he claimed is in our marriage license. We got noted after the interview. Are we still legally married?
No. Because you were a bigamist. I guess if he was married to somebody else, he was a bigamist. He doesn't have a real divorce. Now, what the law says is if you're in a good marriage with the guy, then he needs to get divorced from this woman. You need to remarry him because your marriage is void. If, however, you're in an abuse situation, you're abused physically, emotionally, extreme emotional abuse, physical abuse, the fact that you believed you were in a valid marriage that ultimately was bigamist would not be held against you, and you can still file a VAWA.
Okay, and last one for today.
For the week.
For the week.
Julian, our last question of the week. Drum roll, please.
Do we have a drum roll on this?
No. I just remembered we don't have a drum roll on this.
Right. I was like...
Julian going, huh?
Right. Bird? All right, last one. It comes from Mabel Afenu on YouTube. A friend petitioned for his wife and USCIS hasn't responded, and the case is pending for 3 years. What can he do to get that green card?
Mandamus. Mandamus.
Man to the day to the must.
Man to the day to the must.
Oh, okay.
Like
a rap remix.
Vanessa doing the TikTok dancing.
Right.
He's rather than warming up for his TikTok, so he knows. He knows.
Do you want to dance? Do you want to do a TikTok dance to the Mandamus?
I'm a dancer, so
you ready? Mandamus. All right. Comments of the day.
All right, our first comment of the day comes from It's Apple Pie, because she's sweet as apple pie.
She's been all over recently.
Yeah,
right?
And she says, "Oh, Brad, I hope the anger subsides soon, but it's okay to be angry at times."
Yeah, I'm just human. I'm human. But you want to know what? I have to tell you the truth. I'm not angry anymore.
That's what I was about to say.
Now.
I'm happy. We forgot about you being angry.
I forgot I was angry. That was an hour ago.
Good. I would actually take offense if you were angry after this show.
No, I'm not. Vanessa, you missed it. I was angry when the show started.
I can, will I be able to play it back?
You can.
Yeah, you can.
And we said you were going to be angry too for your car trouble, but you came in happy.
And she came in smiling.
Right on. I mean,
Right
hey,
on cue. I mean, you came on right on cue. That was amazing.
R.R. Jones says, Happy New Year, squad. Brad, you look amazing today.
Oh, thank you very much.
Look at
Who
you.
said that?
Look at that.
Who said that?
R.R. Jones.
R.R. Jones.
R.R. Jones. Well, thank you, R.R. Jones. That's a new person, right? I've never heard R.R. Jones in the comments of the day before.
I've heard R.R. Jones. Not too much, though.
Okay, well, thank you very much, R.R. Jones.
Yes. All right, our next one comes from Tale Tale saying,
Yes.
Guys, please tell a friend to tell a friend that the best immigration show is live.
There you go. Tali, I know. All right. Some people think Tali works for Bradshaw Live because she's always encouraging people to share. She just loves us.
I used to think so.
Right?
I used to think she was one of the girls that was in the little booth.
She is not. I interviewed, I don't know, it was about 6-9 months ago. Tali doesn't even know this. And somebody who interviewed for a job for Bradshaw Live, they watched the show and they're like, Tali, who works for you, she's really. I go, Tali doesn't work for us. Tali loves us. Tali doesn't
That's
get
hilarious.
paid for her services. She's just telling people to share.
I love it. That's what we all should
In
be
an
doing.
interview, somebody commented about Tali working for us. Is that funny?
I love that.
Yeah.
Our next comment of the day comes from Willie L. Williams. When Trump gets put in jail, we are going to have a big party at Brad's house.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
We're storming Brad's crib.
Storming Brad's apartment in my crib, right?
Yeah, we storming your crib.
Oh boy.
All right, and our last one for the week, everybody, comes from Cristiano El Elion, saying, good vibes, good energy. I love it when Brad's show goes live. I can't help myself. I can't miss this wonderful show.
Thank you very much. I like that too. I
like that.
Too. All right. There it is.
There it is.
The vibe's got to end at some point.
Oh,
isn't that sad?
It is.
It's so sad we have to end.
I know, and we're not at the studio where we could just walk out and go get a drink like we used to.
Right.
Yeah, now I don't see you till Monday.
Now me and Brad order burgers and don't tell you to order one, yo.
Yeah.
See? Right. I thought it was a family affair. You didn't even tell us to order a burger. We could have been eating together.
And I used to go out every so often to get a pedicure.
A mani-pedi.
Our mani-pedis.
We don't even have our bro dates anymore.
We go have a tequila every so often.
This is horrible.
Well, like we said, the vaccine is pulling up. It looks like things are working. We might be back in action pretty soon. So, hey, I
want you to know something. I only like women, but I have to say, Yo-Yo's feet.
Brad, yours as well.
Thumbs up on Yo-Yo's feet. I don't know what that means. All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you on Monday.